port management is going to become much more significant and much more crucial in the days and years to come. If one looks at the way trade is being practiced at the moment, two-thirds of global trade is being engaged through intermediate goods. Intermediate goods. Goods are being exported from one country to another to be reprocessed and to be re-exported, to be processed into the final products in second or third or fourth countries. So intermediate goods now command between 60 to 70% of the global trade volume, and it's going to expand. It's being reduced. So what we are seeing at the moment is that the cost that can be incurred for trade is not in the areas of tariffs, but more or less in the areas of what we call trade facilitation. Trade facilitation. It means custom procedures, it means transportation system, it means ports, it means logistics, it means communications, it means all these sort of trade facilitation chains. So when we look at the global value chain, again, we see trade facilitation as a main cause of factors that would induce the kind of investment that the chain owners would come into your own country, to your own area, and port management is one of the key areas that would be very decisive for investment decisions. The place and the role of TrainForTrade has been almost always sort of cross-cutting programs that UNCTAD always have been adopting. Because we believed in the kind of the three pillars that we are operating. We're not a forum wherein people will come and discuss and exchange ideas about development issues and how we can learn from each other. But we are also mainly the kind of research think tank of the UN system that helps to generate analysis, the sort of policy recommendations, the kind of advisory activities that we give to countries that would like to request support from us. And we try to put this into action as well upon request from countries. So we do research, we also do technical cooperation, and we do international forum deliberation, what we call the intergovernmental machinery. TrainForTrade is part of these linkages of programs from research to technical cooperation to international forum for deliberation, discourse on development. Secondly, we use the means of what we call the training of the trainers. So it's not only that we keep training people to manage things, but we involve local managers and people who have experiences to themselves to become in the future, with their experience and with the training they have with us, to also be the trainers. So here you can see that the local knowledge could be harnessed, and the way that you are dealing with the situation and problems on the ground are going to be tackled in a most direct manner.
So my responsibility as Minister, which I'm Minister for Trade and Development, cooperation, covers both areas very well. So very often it involves a division of my time into two separate portfolios, but more recently, and especially through the Africa strategy, which my government developed in 2011 and which deals with Irish trade and business opportunities, particularly in developing countries, but particularly in Africa, and to expand that aspect of our partnership and our relationship. That was launched, as I said, in 2011, but since that launch we're increasingly able to identify opportunities to link trade with development cooperation. And that really is very much a key issue for us and a key challenge. So programs like UNCTAD, TrainForTrade highlight the challenges that many developing countries face in terms of expanding trade. I have a particular responsibility for trying to deal with that challenge. How do we deal with our traditional relationship with developing countries, which was very much on an aid basis, on a donor-recipient basis, and how do we transform that into a partnership basis, that we're dealing on a level playing field in terms of economic relationship, in terms of business, in terms of trade, and how do we combine the two? Important. and in that respect the UNCTAD TrainForTrade Programme remains a strategic and relevant response to the growing trade opportunities and challenges of the developing countries.
Yeah. So far the program has been successfully run in Ghana. The first and the second cycle completed. Over 50 participants actually went through, and the success rate was over 80%. That's an A+ for Ghana. And we believe that in the past few years we have seen a lot of improvement, efficiency in our ports operations, and most of the graduates from the program, the first cycle and the second cycle programs, are now occupying the managerial position. It will interest you to note that so far we have not engaged any new manager into the port, apart from promoting the graduates from the UNCTAD TrainForTrade Port Management Program into managerial positions, and they are doing fantastically well. So our plan for the future is that before we recruit any manager into the operations department of the port or into any engineering department, we need to go through the port management program, so that at least they will have basic knowledge about port operations, about what goes on in the port, the multitask activities in the port, so that they will not be lacking. That is our plan. Our other plan is that for the third cycle, one could combine both ports so that we can run it together, and we would expand the program for the private sector, for the port community, so they can bring in more of their participants onto the program. That is our plan for the future.
First of all, I would like to say thank you very much to UNCTAD for this kind of collaboration, because we go through cycle 1 and cycle 2, and now we have a meeting so-called coordination, international coordination meeting. We do support this kind of collaboration, and in the perspective of Pelindo 4, Indonesia, we have 4 port corporation. I myself come first from Pelindo 1 in Medan and then transfer to Pelindo 4. We do appreciate, and we do what we call that, feel the result of the training. To my own company, for instance, I sent 8 people and promoted already 7 of them to the higher position. And what happened, as far as revenue is concerned, I compare to 2011, 2012, 2013, we have increase of almost 15% of our revenue. It's because of the people. It's because of the people. In the perspective of Pelindo 1, 3, and 4, we try to summarize that there are 11 points that the benefit we get by sending people to attend this kind of program. The first one is the new mindset. They used to be the local one and go to the international society. The second one, new skill. The third one, new knowledge. The fourth one, new talents. And the fifth one is wider understanding of port role and also port economy, to the country. And the sixth one, increased awareness of international best practices around the world. And the seventh one, export to the new ideas. And number 8, motivational input. They are more motivated to work in the port, also to motivate other port community. And 9 is promotion, as I mentioned to you before. And the 10, info access network. And the last one, number 11, personal confidence in terms of communication, in terms of culture, and also international business, etc.
First and foremost, the Tanzania Port Authority management is very grateful for the UNCTAD with the support of the Irish Aid and the Dublin Port Company for the support of the program. We as the Tanzania Port Authority were also very grateful that we have now run SEC 1 and SEC 2. And more than 50% of the students have already gone through the two cycles, that is the programs. They've already passed. They are now working and they're using what they have learned from the two cycles of the port training program. Now the impact and the value of the program to the participants from all sectors is really appreciated. Now participants can now be given multitasking and new responsibilities, and they're really doing well in their working areas.